Hi, I'm Karissa Vacker, and welcome back to Sleepwave, a podcast where we let waves of relaxation wash over you through original sleep meditations and hypnosis, created to help you fall asleep tonight. So, as you can see, Going to Sleep with a Grateful Heart is the title of tonight's episode, and I'm feeling really grateful to all of our listeners tonight. Right now, you're one of the first 1,000 people to join me and Jessica on Sleepwave, and we are so thankful to have you with us right from the start. We're growing, and it would be great to introduce even more ripples to our wave. So, to help us reach our next 1,000 listeners, would you be able to take a second to leave a short review of Sleepwave on your podcast app? It would mean the world. We read every review, and it will help us climb the charts, reaching more people that may need a little help with their sleep right now. A few years ago, I was going through a lot of transitions. I was suddenly having to leave my home of 9 years. My career was shifting in ways I wasn't sure were good. My beloved cat got sick and passed away quickly, along with a few other personal shifts. I would stay up at night trying to sort through all of this in my mind, and it was exhausting and, truthfully, not very helpful. So I challenged myself to do 3 things in my day to help me feel better during the day and sleep better at night. I would exercise, write a gratitude list, and meditate. I wanted to start noticing and appreciating the things I had instead of being worried about the things that I didn't yet have, or how much all the transition was freaking me out, or how maybe I didn't even quite know who I was anymore. As I committed to this practice, the gratitude flowed more and more easily. I went from a brief list to setting a timer for 15 minutes each morning and writing lists without stopping until the timer went off. I decided to commit to this practice for a whole year. Now, I don't know if it was the gratitude or the meditation or the more peaceful sleep or what, but that year my life got exponentially better. I was living in a beautiful new home. My career made a huge leap. I got to go to Paris for 3 weeks. My relationships got better. But even the small, regular, everyday moments were just so much easier to appreciate and be present with. I realized recently that I'm in a very similar place to where I was before that magical and transformative year of gratitude. I've just made a huge cross-country move and had my first baby. I'm feeling the transitions deeply, and again, there are days when I don't quite know who I am in this new place and in this new role, and I stay up at night thinking about it. It's November as I'm recording this, which in the US means Thanksgiving is just around the corner, so it felt like the perfect time to bring back my gratitude practice. Every night for the past 2 weeks, before I go to sleep, I sit and write a 5-item gratitude list and then do seated meditation for 5 minutes. I do it before I go to sleep because that 10 minutes is sometimes the only me time I get in a day. It's a far cry from my hour-long meditation and gratitude journaling, followed by 2 hours of yoga when I did this in 2018. But still, I feel better. I'm happier. I'm doing what I can do, and my nighttime analysis has quieted down a bit too, so my sleep is better. The best part, though, is collecting things to be grateful for during the day for my list at night. I don't know if I'll keep it up for a full year, but I'm going to try to do it this whole month. It's a challenge, but it's the kind of challenge that makes everything sweeter and life richer, and those are my favorite kinds. If you feel intrigued by this gratitude practice, I invite you to join me. Commit to a week, a month, a year, whatever feels good. I recommend you start small and then watch how even a little perspective shift can make a huge difference. Coupling your gratitude list with this soothing meditation will have you sleeping well and waking happier. Snuggle into relaxation as we enjoy Going to Sleep with a Grateful Heart by Billy Gill. The famous meditation teacher, Ajahn Chah, asked his students, "You see this goblet? For me, the glass is already broken. I enjoy it. I drink out of it. It holds my water admirably, sometimes even reflecting the sun in beautiful patterns. If I should tap it, it has a lovely ring to it. But when I put this glass on the shelf and the wind knocks it over, or my elbow brushes it off the table and it falls to the ground and shatters, I say, of course." When I understand that the glass is already broken, every moment with it is precious. This passage takes advantage of the fragility of our circumstances to show us how there are things in life that are worth appreciating intensely. However, we don't tend to recognize that fragility when things seem to be proceeding in a predictable way. It helps to assume that our job will still be there tomorrow, that our health and the health of our loved ones will persist, that some unknown calamity won't drastically alter our lives forever. If we weren't able to live that way, we could hardly put our trust in the future. But the truth is that our lives are never static, and deep down, we know that things change. This is a powerful realization about gratitude. When you voluntarily recognize the impermanence that we are embedded in, you immediately know what you value and what is good in your life. Without spending a little conscious time appreciating the good in your life, it can become like another mundane object you assume will be there when you need it. Gratitude is a way to identify the good and say yes to it. There are many ways to cultivate gratitude in your life. Many studies over the past decade have found that people who consciously practice gratitude tend to be happier and less depressed. Experts have pointed out that it has a strong effect on our relationships. When we practice gratitude, we acknowledge that there are good things that we've received, gifts and benefits, and that the sources of those good things lie outside ourselves. We've been supported and affirmed by other people. In tonight's sleep meditation, gratitude for the people and circumstances that benefit us will define what's good in our lives. As you acknowledge the good with a grateful heart, your mind will ease and tension will release. Take time to make any final adjustments so that you can rest comfortably on your back. If at any time you have to move your body, please feel free, but you should make sure that any movements are conscious and deliberate. No unconscious movements. Place one hand on your chest and one hand on your abdomen. The hand that's on your chest needn't be on the center of your chest. It can rest anywhere above the belly. Perhaps it rests on your rib cage. Just find a comfortable position with plenty of support for your arm that allows you to monitor the movement of your chest with that hand. The other hand will rest somewhere below your diaphragm on the belly. Again, this should be comfortably supported, and you should be able to feel the movement of the belly as the breath rises and falls. Allow your chest to be relatively still as you breathe. The hand on your belly will rise and fall. Just watch the breath for a few cycles. The chest will be still, but the belly will move up and down as you breathe. After a few cycles of belly breath, take one breath where the belly is still and the chest now rises up and down. Go on. One chest breath. Notice the pause between the inhale and the exhale, between the exhale and the inhale. And then return to the belly breaths. Chest is still. Belly rises and falls. Once again, allow the belly to rise on the inhale and fall on the exhale, noticing the pauses. Then take 2 consecutive chest breaths, spying on the belly with one hand. Watch the chest rise and fall. This chest breath is slightly stimulating, but it will balance your nervous system and gradually allow you to move into deep relaxation. When you have finished 2 consecutive chest breaths, return to the belly for 2 consecutive belly breaths. The belly breaths bring relaxation to the abdominal organs and enhance their function. In sleep, these organs repair and detoxify your tissues. Take a moment to consciously thank your body for its miraculous ability to maintain an inner balance. When you have finished those belly breaths, return to the chest in your own time for 3 conscious chest breaths. Notice the pauses. The breath should be pleasant. Take your time. Feel the energy of your heart and lungs. Smile at your heart and lungs with gratitude. They reciprocate and smile back at you. At the end of those 3 chest breaths, return to the belly for 2 breaths. Belly rising on the inhale and falling on the exhale. Now back to the chest for 2 breaths. When you are ready, return to the belly for 3 consecutive belly breaths. At the end of those 3 belly breaths, take 1 more breath into your chest. Watch it rise and fall. Now stay with the belly. Watch the belly rise as you breathe in and fall as you breathe out. Inhale, navel rising. Exhale, navel falling. When you receive a service that exceeds your expectations, it's customary to give some additional money. It's known as a gratuity, from the Latin gratis, meaning thanks. This custom is a symbol of goodwill and gratitude. How do we thank those who have had the deepest positive influence in our lives? Family members who have supported us, friends who have been there for us, acquaintances or even strangers in our community who have shown us small acts of kindness that make the day a little better. There is no specific custom for showing our gratitude. When you practice gratitude with a focused feeling and intention, in a subtle way, you are repaying the kindness that you have been shown. You may decide to repay the kindness in a more tangible way eventually, or perhaps you simply pay it forward by doing something generous for someone else. Gratitude keeps the goodwill circulating in our lives, which inevitably leads to more abundance, more love, more kindness, more gratitude. take a moment to count your blessings. What names or faces appear in your mind when you consider the people that have brought you the best gifts in your life? Let the name or the image drop from the brain down into the heart. Holding the name or image in your heart for a moment of pure appreciation and thanks. Just feel this warm sensation of gratitude in your heart. Don't try to make anything happen. There is no grasping or clinging to these images. Just lightly glancing at the heart, at the center of your chest, identifying those people who have brought you some joy or love or gift or benefit. Perhaps there are names or images of pets or objects. Anything that brings you a sense of well-being is worthy of your appreciation and gratitude. If it is good, take a moment and place the name or image in your heart without clinging, without expectation, but with the intention of sincere and heartfelt thanks. Take this opportunity to acknowledge how precious this goodness is in your life. As the breath flows in, say to yourself silently, I receive life's abundant gifts. On the out-breath, I give thanks for these gifts. I receive life's abundant gifts. I give thanks for these gifts. I receive life's abundant gifts. I give thanks for these gifts. Watch the belly rise and fall. Inhale, navel rising. Exhale, navel falling. Inhale, navel rising. Exhale, navel falling. Begin to count the breaths at the navel, beginning at 27 and counting all the way down to 1. 27, navel rising. 27, navel falling. 26, navel rising. 26, navel falling. 25, navel rising. 25, navel falling. And so on, all the way down to 1. Make no mistakes. If you lose count, start over at 27. Go on, counting the breaths at the level of the navel. The breath at the level of the chest from 27 down to 1. Go on. Now leave counting at the chest and simply allow the breath to flow naturally. As you drift gradually and peacefully into deeper and deeper layers of sleep, the breath itself is a way of giving thanks. The breath flows in. You receive life's abundant gifts. As it flows out, your breath offers your sincere gratitude for these gifts.